Once, in a quiet town nestled between ancient woods and rolling hills, lived a woman named Emma. Emma was an artist who found solace in the seclusion of her quaint cottage. The townsfolk admired her unique paintings that seemed to capture the very essence of the forest that surrounded their homes. One fateful night, as the full moon cast an eerie glow on the landscape, Emma awoke to the sound of rustling leaves outside her window. She dismissed it as a mere trick of the wind, but an unsettling feeling lingered in the air. A presence, unseen and unheard, seemed to wrap around her solitude like a shadow. Emma tried to shake off the unease, attributing it to her overactive imagination. However, as the clock struck midnight, strange occurrences unfolded. Faint whispers echoed through the corridors of her cottage, chilling her to the bone. The floorboards creaked under the weight of invisible footsteps. Unable to ignore the mounting fear, Emma gathered her courage and stepped into the hallway. The whispers grew louder, forming indistinct words that sent shivers down her spine. She hesitated, her heart pounding as she followed the spectral voices. The source of the ethereal whispers seemed to lead her to the heart of the woods. The moonlight struggled to penetrate the thick canopy overhead, casting eerie shadows that danced among the trees. Emma pressed on, compelled by an unseen force that guided her every step. In the heart of the forest, she stumbled upon an ancient, dilapidated mansion obscured by the overgrowth. The whispers intensified, weaving a tale of a long-forgotten family cursed to wander the earth. The mansion, once a grand estate, now stood as a decaying monument to a dark past. As Emma entered the mansion, the air grew thick with an otherworldly presence. The walls seemed to pulsate with the echoes of tormented souls. The paintings on the walls depicted scenes of horror and despair, each stroke capturing the anguish of those who had long lost their humanity. Emma felt a sudden chill as the room darkened. An apparition materialized before her, a spectral figure, gaunt and tortured, with hollow eyes that seemed to pierce through her very soul. The ghostly presence spoke, recounting a tale of betrayal and tragedy that bound the mansion to the restless spirits that lingered within. Terrified yet strangely sympathetic, Emma vowed to help the tormented souls find peace. Guided by the ghostly figure, she painted a series of hauntingly beautiful portraits, each one capturing the essence of a lost soul. With every stroke, the mansion trembled as if releasing the trapped spirits from its grasp. As the final brushstroke touched the canvas, the mansion echoed with a collective sigh. The tormented spirits faded away, leaving Emma alone in the silence of the decaying estate. The moon, now obscured by thick clouds, cast its last feeble light on the empty mansion. Emma emerged from the woods, forever changed by her encounter with the night guests. The town, once oblivious to the spectral forces that haunted the ancient mansion, could sense the newfound tranquility that settled over the land. The haunting whispers ceased, replaced by the soft rustling of leaves and the distant hoot of an owl. Though the mansion stood as a solemn reminder of the darkness that once consumed it, Emma's paintings became a testament to the redemptive power of art. The townsfolk marveled at her work, unaware of the true horror that had transpired in the heart of the woods. Emma, however, carried the weight of that night with her, a silent guardian of the peace she had bestowed upon the restless souls who had longed for release. Once upon a chilling night, in the small town of Ravens Hollow, a sense of unease hung thick in the air. The townsfolk whispered of a legend, a tale that had been passed down through generations, a tale of the night guest. It was said that every year, on the stroke of midnight, the night guest would visit one unsuspecting household. No one knew who or what the night guest was, but the tales were vivid and terrifying. Some claimed it was a vengeful spirit seeking retribution, while others believed it was a manifestation of collective fears. This particular year, the town was abuzz with anticipation as the dreaded night approached. The Marsh family, known for their quaint cottage on the outskirts of Ravens Hollow, was chosen by the night guest. The Marshes, unaware of the looming threat, spent their evening like any other. Sarah Marsh tucked her children, Emily and Tommy, into bed with a gentle kiss. Her husband, David, was downstairs, engrossed in his work, the soft glow of his desk lamp casting eerie shadows on the walls. As the clock struck 12, an ominous wind rattled the windows, and the temperature in the Marsh home plummeted. The air became heavy, and a cold sweat broke out on Sarah's forehead. A creak echoed through the quiet house, and the family cat hissed, its fur standing on end. Suddenly, the room plunged into darkness. Panicking, Sarah fumbled for her phone, but it was dead. The only source of light came from the flickering candles scattered around the room. In the dim glow, she heard the soft patter of footsteps, not from the living but something else. A voice, barely audible, whispered her name from the shadows. Sarah. The fear clutched at her heart as she searched for the source of the voice. The children's room was silent, and David had gone still in his study. The house seemed to groan, its very foundation resisting an unseen force. As she approached the staircase, Sarah caught a glimpse of a dark figure at the top. The night guest materialized, a silhouette with hollow eyes that seemed to absorb what little light remained. It beckoned her with a skeletal hand. Unable to resist, Sarah ascended the stairs, compelled by a force beyond her control. Each step felt heavier, the air thicker. The whispering grew louder, voices overlapping in a cacophony of unintelligible murmurs. Reaching the top, Sarah found herself in front of the children's room. The door swung open with an otherworldly creak. Emily and Tommy slept soundly, undisturbed by the supernatural presence that had invaded their home. The night guest hovered over their beds, its face inches from the children. Sarah, paralyzed with terror, could only watch as it extended a bony finger, gently stroking Emily's forehead. The children stirred but remained in a deep slumber. Then the night guest turned its empty gaze toward Sarah. "You have been chosen," it whispered, sending a chill down her spine. Suddenly, the temperature in the room normalized, the wind ceased, and the lights flickered back to life. The night guest vanished, leaving the Marsh house in an eerie silence. The following morning, the Marsh family awoke with no memory of the night's events. Only Sarah, haunted by a lingering sense of dread, couldn't shake the feeling that the night guest's visit was not a mere dream. Ravens Hollow, however, continued to tell the tale of the night guest, a cautionary reminder that some horrors visit in the darkest hours, leaving a lingering unease in their wake.